Buenas noches chicos, bienvenidos a la clase de inglés técnico. Today we're going to learn about gear mechanisms o mecanismos de engranaje. What are gears? Gears are mechanisms that mesh together via teeth and are used to transmit rotary motion from one shaft to another. Gears are defined by two important items, radius and number of teeth. They are typically mounted or connected to other parts via shaft or a base. Radius. The gear radius is defined differently depending on the particular section of the gear being discussed. The two most relevant measurements are, however, the root radius and the addendum radius. The root radius is the distance from the center of the gear to the base of the teeth. The addendum radius, also called the pitch radius, is the distance from the center of the gear to the outside of the teeth. Teeth. The teeth are the portion of the gear that makes contact with another gear. In order for two gears to mesh together, the pitch must be the same for all mating pairs. The pitch of a gear is the distance between equivalent points of adjacent teeth. Why do we use gears? Gears are very useful type of transmission mechanism used to transmit rotation from one axis to another. As I mentioned previously, you can use gears to change the output speed of a shaft. For example, say you have a motor that spins at 100 rotations per minute, and you only want it to spin at 50 rotations per minute. You can use a system of gears to reduce the speed so that the output shift spins at half the speed of the motor. Gears can serve as an efficient means to reverse the direction of motion, change rotational speed, or to change which axis the rotary motion is occurring on. The sizes of the gears usually depend on the desired gear ratio and the shaft upon which the gears will be mated. Any two gears that come into contact with one another will naturally produce an equal and opposite force in the other gear. For example, as the smaller gear moves clockwise, the larger gear will naturally move counterwise. Any shaft attached to the respective gear will rotate in the direction of the gear it's attached to. Rotational speed is adjusted through the use of a gear ratio. The gear ratio is commonly defined as the number of teeth on the input gear to the number of teeth on the output gear. The larger the gear ratio, the more the output rotation will slow. The smaller the gear ratio, the more the output rotation's angular velocity will increase. Perhaps the most common gear for changing rotational axis is the bevel gear. The bevel gear is commonly used in vehicle differentials to rotate the motion provided by the engine 90 degrees in order to drive the wheels along the proper axis. Types of gears. Spur gear o engranaje de espolón o rueda dentada. This one is the most common type of gear you can find. Este es el tipo de engranaje más común que se puede encontrar. Helical gear o engranaje helicoidal. This one takes the same idea but sharpens all the teeth from the gear on a given angle. Este toma la misma idea que una rueda dentada, pero hace el corte de los dientes del engranaje en un ángulo determinado. Bevel gear o engranaje cónico o piñón cónico. This one is used to change the axis the current motion is on. Este engranaje se utiliza para cambiar el eje en el cual se da el movimiento. Worm gear o engranaje helicoidal o piñón sin fin. This one uses the idea from the first two, the spur and the helical gears, and use it in one. So we have spur, but we have a helical type of the one that is called the worm. Este utiliza la idea de los dos primeros, tanto la huella dentada como el engranaje helicoidal, y entonces podemos observar que tiene un elemento que es una rueda dentada y el otro que es conocido como la lombriz, que es el elemento helicoidal. We also have the rack and pinion gear o engranaje de cremallera. This one is most commonly used in things like bicycles. El engranaje de cremallera es un engranaje que comúnmente se puede observar en lugares como, por ejemplo, el piñón de una bicicleta. Thank you very much. I hope you understand the class for today. And if you didn't, ask any questions on the classroom or the WhatsApp group. Muchas gracias por la atención y espero que si tengan alguna pregunta la hagan en el classroom o en el grupo de WhatsApp. Nos vemos. Cuídense.